That is what I want for the world. That is what I want for the United States. That is what I want for all of us in our individual circles, is for our foundations in our community to tighten up and to really be there for one another, because people are truly going through it, and it's enough to be going through it alone. But if you have people to really have your back, and I'm not talking about financially, I'm talking about mentally, physically, like, you know what I mean, having your back, always pushing you, encouraging you, showing you the light. Because I'm sure people are in the dark and they are so desperately trying to find the light, and it's hard, bro. It's hard, but it's there. You see how it got brighter in here? That's the light. That's what I need you to just... Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you didn't already know, act like you know, because it's Dadazoe. So let's hop right into this video. So today we are going to react to a video that is titled "I Can't Work a 9 to 5." Okay, so I know why I made a face. Do you know why you made that face? Honestly, I understand where this world is coming from. To be honest, a lot of 9 to 5s can be very, very draining. They can suck the opportunity of a life balance, work-life balance out of you. It can feel like a Dementor sucking the life out of you. Just... And then what's left? Let's see her reasoning why she can't work a 9 to 5.
And one day I'm not going to exist either. And if I were to die tomorrow, would I be proud and happy about the way I spent my time on this earth? The answer, when I was working a 9 to 5, was no. If you were to die tomorrow, would you be satisfied with the way you spent the last 5 days of your life? Yes or no? If you're stepping in a space, if you're working at a place where they're squashing your lights, I'm gonna let you know right now, that is not where you belong.
Didn't I just say, hold on, didn't I just say it's giving Dementors? You know, those sort of jobs where even in food service, some people can just ruin it for you, plain and simple. And you're left there just with the worst.
Shine your light so bright that you can inspire others to shine their light. I felt so restricted at my job, and the last place I left, so I haven't been working since December, so it's been December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. It's been about 9 months. I haven't been working for 9 months, and oh, there's a truck passing by. And the reason why I haven't been working for 9 months is because I literally, in 2022, at the end of the year, in November, my brother died of fentanyl overdose.
Oh, I'm so
suddenly.
sorry.
3 days later, I went back to work because the bereavement policy was you only get 3 days for the death of a family member, which is honestly outrageously evil, first and foremost. And
3 days, 72 hours. 72 hours is nothing. Nothing. That is disgusting. And I feel like our country, our government should be more ashamed. These companies in these states, our governors, our local politicians should be disgusted at the fact that that is even a policy in a company. 3 days? 3 days, you're still in shock. You haven't even gotten to the third step of grieving. That's disgusting, and it just shows how much we value, not we, you know what I'm talking about, them as an entity. These jobs, they don't give a about or me like that. That's why even in my own life, I always encourage, especially people that I love and like and whatever, to go for the things that they want in this life, to dream. I'm a dreamer, baby. I am a dreamer. I have a bunch of friends that are dreamers and that also think logically. I can think logically, obviously when it's appropriate, but I'm a dreamer, honey. I'm always gonna encourage anybody to go for their dreams. I mean, right now, I'm doing it right now. Going for my dream.
And then in 20, you know, and I don't think I didn't mention this, but I was pregnant. I was 4 months pregnant when my brother passed away.
Wow.
And then in 2023, in April, I gave birth to my very first child. My mom was an integral part to my postpartum journey. She supported me through it all. She was very adamant about supporting me. My daughter and her loved each other. When I went back to work after my daughter was born, I went back to work when she was 4 months old. My mom was the one that was taking care of my daughter primarily. Like, I mean, honestly, like, Monday through Friday when I would go to work, I would drop my daughter off at my mom's place. Maybe I'd eat breakfast there. I'd give my mom a kiss. I'd give my daughter a kiss.
Yeah.
And I'd be out the door, you know, and then I'd go back and pick her up after the work was done.
Yeah.
I was very irritable in the mornings and in the evenings because to get my daughter set up in the morning, to get out the door so I could be on time for work was a lot as a mom. And then after work, all I wanted to do was go home and just, like, have time for myself because work was draining. And it was, like, one of the easiest jobs I've ever had. I was getting paid the most I've ever been paid. I earned $100,000 my first year there. And you know,
but it
like,
still wasn't worth it.
The money didn't matter because I didn't have the time to spend with my daughter or my mom. And then all of a sudden, in December of 2023, my mom passed away when she was traveling.
Stop it!
She just died, and we don't know. Like, honestly, sometimes I'm like, was it murder? I don't know. It just seems so fishy, and everything's been so surreal. I feel like I'm living in some kind of dystopia. I feel like I'm living in some kind of nightmare ever since my brother passed away because it's been back-to-back deaths, and it's just heartbreaking. But what I realized through it all was, how am I going to work? Like, how am I going to go to work and pretend I care about any of the things that are happening at this job?
I couldn't.
Just lost one of the most important people in my life.
Gosh.
Everybody's nightmare is losing their mom.
That's ooh. I can't. I don't even want to think about that. That's like, we'll get there when we get there, but like, wow, she's riddled. I mean, people, even besides dealing with like death and whatnot, people are riddled with like mental health issues, and like people are just like, work through it, get over it. Like, I'm gonna say it, that's not an appropriate response. Yes, you can always push somebody to do therapy and everything, but only if they need, or not need the help. If they want the help, they'll go get the help, right? But there is so much going on, especially this economy and this job market. And I'm sure you guys have heard it all before. This is nothing new. This is nothing new. There's so much that is going on. And I feel like the only thing that can really hold us together is our foundation and our community. That is what I want for the world. That is what I want for the United States. That is what I want for all of us in our individual circles, is for our foundations in our community to tighten up and to really be there for one another, because people are truly going through it, and it's enough to be going through it alone. But if you have people to really have your back, and I'm not talking about financially, I'm talking about mentally, physically, like, you know what I mean, having your back, always pushing you, encouraging you, showing you the light. Because I'm sure people are in the dark and they are so desperately trying to find the light, and it's hard, bro. It's hard, but it's there. You see how it got brighter in here? That's the light. That's what I need you to just, you know. There are things to be happy about. There are things to have gratitude, and it's the smaller things. But really, we keep saying it's the small things. It's really so big. Like being able to breathe. You know how when you get sick and your nostrils, like one will clog up or both of them, and you're like you're like, what the hell? Like, you never appreciated the fact that you could breathe so easily through both of your nostrils, your passageways, until you're sick, laying in bed trying to breathe. You know what I mean? That's kind of what, you know, we can relate more into life, those little aspects, you know? If you know what I'm talking about, go comment down below.
I was working with teachers who were coasting, working with teachers who unfortunately weren't putting the highest expectations on themselves, and because they didn't have high expectations for themselves, they didn't have high expectations for students, and students felt miserable. They were like yelling at each other, fighting, like it was just such a environment where there wasn't a lot of love, and I would come into that space and try to bring love because I'm in the Word of God all the time, and I feel like I vibrate love, but that wasn't what I was met with, unfortunately, and that was draining. So I would come home having spent all of my love energy at this place, and I had very little love energy to give my husband and my child and my mom, and then out of nowhere my mom freaking dies, and I'm like, dang, I didn't even get a chance to like ask her all these questions I wanted to ask, and I kind of had this weird, I was having all these weird feelings at the time. Like, I remember talking to my husband about, like, I need to remember these moments. I need to remember what's happening. I need to remember, like, how the days are going because something big's about to happen. And then all of a sudden, boom, my mom died. The day my mom died, I didn't go to work. I called out of work. I didn't know she was going to die. But thankfully, I was home when I found out that she was dead.
Yeah.
Because he positioned me to stay home that day. But yeah, I say all this to say, like, we are definitely spiritual beings who have more purpose on this planet that we give ourselves credit for. We have to give ourselves more credit to actually go after the things that we want to go after and live full lives. The people that I talk to are literally within my general sphere. Like, they're like my family members, my husband, my daughter, some very close friends. And even that, I mean, I've been losing friends left and right lately. And I think that that's just the way the world is going right now. I don't think I'm the only one that's going through this overwhelming sense of loss. I just want to say, like, if you want to quit your 9 to 5, I've been out of work for 9 months, and it's amazing how God sustains you, how randomly, like, people will show up for you. And there was one point where I had a friend, at the time my daughter was drinking formula, and my friend was like, hey, I have all these formula bottles and all this formula that I'm not going to use because my daughter has grown out of it. Do you want it? And I was like, girl, you just saved us hundreds of dollars. Thank you. And there were all these other moments that were just happening where money was just dropping and coming from nowhere. And we were able to, like, pay bills. And even now, like, God really came through for us in a big way where we're making enough to survive, more than that, you know? And I'm just like, thank you so much, Father God, that I'm not working, right? I'm not working a traditional 9 to 5 right now. I say all this to say, like, you gotta ask yourself, if money wasn't an option, what would you actually be doing with your time? How would you be spending your time? Who has put this idea in your mind that you need to work and grind and work a 9 to 5 job? Grind for real. Like, who put that in your mind? If it wasn't you, you need to reconsider and evaluate and assess where you're at in your life. Like, I think it's important for us as human beings to look inward and think, like, where am I right now in my life? And is it somewhere that I actually want to be? No one can force you to do something that you don't want to truly do. We have more choice than we give ourselves credit for.
You know what? I'm gonna end the video right there, but this was so insightful, and in other ways, not too many nuanced things, but it was personal to her, and we got to see her own experience, and I hope a lot of people found that there are very much aligning things, like very much issues that you're not the only one, basically. With all that being said, chase your dreams. I'm chasing mine. I'm gonna get something, okay? I'm chasing mine. And I don't care how many times it takes me to fall on my face, fall off. I'm gonna hop back on because I have this innate feeling that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I wish nothing but the best for not only my subscribers or, you know, my supporters, but for anybody that has come across this video and anybody that has come across the original video. I'm wishing you all the best. Please stay with us and fucking, sorry, I'm cursing. Like, let's rock out. Let's do this shit for real, okay? So I will see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.